Hello, everybody. Whoa. Welcome to the Open Podcast with Hunter Boris and...
Forrest Bob. Hey, how we doing, everybody? Happy New Year. This is the last day I will be saying that. Hope everybody just had a wonderful and swell holidays like I did.
It was great. It was a great time. And by great time, I mean I'm happy to be back where I live.
I was home long enough.
You were home 10 days.
I was home almost 10 days. I was home 9 days. It's too much. It's not too much. Sorry if my mom hears this, but it's just my...
God, thinking about people are going to see this, huh?
Yeah. I hope nobody ever sees this. My I can't not come home for Christmas, so obviously I came home later than that. But my older brother, he's a doctor.
Doctor?
He's in residency, so he has to work every Christmas and Thanksgiving
Kind
forever.
of a doctor. Yeah, he's the grunt.
And he's a doctor, though. He gives people fentanyl every day, which I didn't know that people did that.
He's a hero.
But
He's saving this country.
he couldn't come home until like 4 days after, and then he stayed 4 days after that, so I had to be there the whole time.
But that's good because you kind of got to cut it up, too.
We had a good time.
Because you went to, what was it, Birmingham or somewhere and then came back
Yeah.
for a night and then...
Yeah, I did. I was all over the place. We had a hell of a time. We drank every single night for 2 weeks in a row, which I haven't done in a long time. It was too much. I ate like a fat pig. But I had a good time. We played a lot of pickleball. My family's big into pickleball. We play pickleball and
Family's big into sports.
We are
just
big.
it's big into but not normal sports. It's like very white, like can jam. And
We played games every day.
What's the trampoline one?
Oh, spike ball.
Spike
We
ball.
played a lot of spike ball.
Yeah, I mean your family. It's pretty much like they're trying to recruit people.
It's
That's
funny
what-
just to watch us screaming at each other if you're some other family. But it was a good time.
I can picture your mom like family fight.
It's not a family fight. My dad is hyper competitive. And we all know what pickleball is.
Of course.
And he would be right up, then he'd be slamming it at her face as hard as she could. And she'd be like, "Tell me I'm going to fucking kill you, you piece of shit."
Do pickleball arguments ever feed into real life, or are they pretty good at leaving it out there on the court?
One time it did, but no. Normally everybody's over in 5 seconds. I'm just scream is my problem. I miss a shot.
Yeah,
and
but
I'm
you do that in traffic.
I'm trying not to, but I can't curse, so weird noises come out of me trying not to curse. Sometimes I'll just jump in the air as high as I can.
That's actually the best thing to do is do a physical movement.
I will.
Like the Grinch, you just start.
That looks just like, because we're all trying not to curse in front of my mom and dad. And,
They're angels.
but also because
They make me want to be a better
there's
person.
a bunch of other little kids playing pickleball around us.
Yeah.
So, and me and my sister are the loud ones. So we just involuntarily like start convulsing, and you can see the F word on the edge of our lips.
Right. You can just see it peeking around the corner.
But we don't do it. And yeah, so a lot of I love pickleball so much. I know everybody says it's gay, whatever. It's the funnest sport in the entire world. It is a blast. I play
it's fun.
I like tennis
It's
too.
fun.
Dude, what other sport are you going to play with your family? Are we going to run 5-on-5
No, we don't
full
play
court
sport.
with my mom?
That's the thing is we're not playing sports. Okay, they're drinking, they're smoking, there's
You
gambling.
don't do that with pickleball.
It's left. That's what I'm saying though. Is my family's a different dynamic. When
oh,
we're at
I
the
thought
house-
you meant any other family.
No.
Yeah.
I'm saying we don't do that.
Mhm.
Like that's not what we do. We're not anything
We're all games.
No, it is left, right, center. It is horse race. It is spoons. Money's involved in all of it. There will be a fight.
That's funny you think about gambling with your family.
That's what it is. There is no sport. There's no sportsmanship. There is going to be a fight. I already know that like I'll try to postpone the game until the very last thing we do of the day or night because it's going to be an argument.
I've never gambled with my family ever. That's beyond foreign to me.
Oh my God, that's like our favorite thing to do. My stepmom has like a treasure chest of just saved up money and dice and just the white trash Davy Jones treasure chest.
She's taking it from a 6-year-old that's crying.
Yes. Yeah, she took it from the old lady at church. It's going to die tomorrow.
Oh my God, that's the funniest. Now, is this with the Hispanic side of the family too, or just the other one?
Oh my God, dude.
they worse?
Thanksgiving has been ruined over fights over dominoes. I swear to God, that's true.
Domino's the game.
Yes.
Oh, damn, that's
Not the
crazy.
pizza.
That's
No,
all I think
The game. Yeah. Well, and the
Domino's.
yeah, Mexican stepdad he had 8 siblings.
Yeah,
And 4 of those were guys. So, I
they
mean,
love that shit.
there's a fight.
Yeah,
You ever been around drunk Mexicans?
I have.
It's a good time
It is.
until it's not.
Yeah.
And that's kind of with anybody that gets drunk. But
I'm beyond, as anybody who knows, whenever I get into something, I can't shut the fuck up about it. And I'm obsessed with prison shows
yes.
and prison podcasts. And every single person says the same thing about the Mexicans. that they have no middle ground. That they're the nicest, jovialest, and then they're skinning somebody's face off because they said the wrong thing to them.
That's one of my favorite Ali Sadiq bits is the Mexicans wear boots.
Yeah.
That's one of the best things.
They love stomping people. They put people on soups. I learned this about this guy who was in the Mexican Mafia in Indiana. And
Shout out.
which I didn't even know that was there.
Beautiful Aiden.
And he said they used to put people on soups, which meant they would knock out all their teeth, so all they could eat was soups. I know.
Dude.
Isn't that funny?
Do you get your teeth fixed if you get knocked out in the fight? Like
I don't know. I don't know what happens.
Because, I mean, dude, the broomstick, I've heard of that, obviously. That's a known thing.
What's the broomstick? Oh, like in half and stabbing people, or you mean shoving up somebody's ass?
That one.
Gotcha.
Which I'm sure the first one's been done as well. But
I
the
think-
second one was what? Because that's what do they call it? Chomo? That's what the Chomos get.
Yeah, that's true.
I had a buddy who did time in Memphis. Literally for a DUI. It was not a violent crime. He was a completely harmless man. But you meet people that weren't. And yeah, the Chomos get the broomstick.
Yeah, okay, I didn't know that.
A lot of prisons actually
I didn't know they
will
had
keep
access to
them-
broomsticks.
Dude, they will find anything.
Guess
I've
so.
learned that. And essentially, and think about it, you can slide a broomstick through those bars pretty easy.
That's true.
So you just get a guard, a couple extra Snickers or something,
Yeah.
have him slide one in at night. I don't know how that works. But apparently prisons will move Chomos to a different part of the prison so they don't get their ass kicked.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's
Which
a
I
thing.
thought was crazy because I thought the whole point of like the thing was, you hear, oh, well, they'll get it in prison.
No, the ones that do that sign and say they're okay going into general population.
But nobody's going to do that.
Snitches have to do that too.
Gen Pop.
No, because a lot of people do that. Because I was watching a thing about the guy who killed Whitey Bulger, and they offered him multiple times, being like, "You don't have to be in Gen Pop." He goes, "Nah, I'll be fine," even though he was 80. And then
Okay, but I'm saying that most Chama, if they have the chance to be secluded or Gen Pop, they're going secluded.
yeah, but some don't for whatever reason.
Maybe they want to die.
They might want to atone for their sins. They might be like, "Ooh, this is gonna be." If they're gay, they might be like, "I'm about to have a good time up in here."
Yeah, Chomo's known for their accountability and self-awareness. That's, yeah. Hey, man, all I know is that either way, you don't want to get souped.
You don't get put on soups.
You don't want to get put on soups.
Yeah,
You don't.
that's a new one because the guy who was interviewing him went to prison too, and he had never heard of that.
I'd be the dumbass that shows up to prison. I'm like, ooh, soups, that sounds fun. Just get fucking...
It was like Kentucky. It technically was Kentucky federal prison, like right on the border of Kentucky, Indiana. And he said the Mexican mafia was very, very strong there. For whatever reason, they sent a lot of people to that federal one.
That's such a weird...
It's because it's federal, so they put people all
Yeah,
over the place.
that makes sense, too.
Like the two most famous Aryan Brotherhood guys ever are Barry Mills. You've heard of Barry
Yes.
Mills? And
Got a
T.D.
poster of him
Bingham.
in my room. Got his keychain.
And they got put. They're both California guys, but they were in Colorado, West Virginia, Atlanta, all over the place.
Okay.
They move you around
That is all over the place.
because then they go there and
Are
start.
they gypsies? What the fuck is it?
Well, they move you around because they go there and then kill a bunch of people and they move them to another prison. And every prison has different rules, so you got to. They don't because they're like the top dogs in the world, but other people have to relearn the rules.
Crazy that that's a business, huh?
It is. It is a business, and like Texas and California are very different too because those
Yes,
like
well-
two of the worst ones. And like in California,
Most prisons per cap.
the guards play ball because I was watching this one guy. They're like, "How were you able to shank so many people?" And he goes, "I would tell the guards I was about to shank somebody, and they would leave." And I was like, "Oh my god!" And then apparently in Texas, they're like, "Don't talk to me." And in Texas, the guards are like super hard asses,
Right.
and if somebody mouths off with them,
I just think a longest yard.
they'll fist fight the prisoners.
Yeah.
They'll be like, "Let's go into a room," and they'll be like, "Let's go, pussy." Now, I mean, I'm sure the other guards will jump in if
Line
they
it
go
up,
two at a hand.
then.
Line it up, Dan. We were one time at a Mexican
was
restaurant.
gonna say,
and
tell
these
that story.
People just who were they? It was like there was a race thing for sure, and
Essentially,
they were screaming at each other.
Yeah, it was classic W's versus B's, and
But it was a couple. I think it was like a white and black woman fighting over a black man, and they were screaming, "Line it up!" Then at each other for the entire time we were there. The people never kicked them out.
they
as much
didn't
as
kick
a
him out. That's what I was about to say.
Piece
The
of shit
servers,
Mexican restaurant this was.
They wouldn't kick him out. I mean,
Yeah.
and it was literally standing up, everything but throwing punches.
Yeah, line it up, then.
Line it up, then, and then. Well, I'm not gonna say the last part, but yeah, it was.
There was a lot of N words.
Run it up, then was what I was gonna say.
Oh.
but yeah, It was the craziest thing we'd ever seen.
It was crazy.
But I want to go back to the prison thing because you were talking about the guards in Texas. I do picture just like Longest Yard, just Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yes.
Or just like Michael Irvin in the basketball scene.
Yeah.
Do you know how much fun it would be to beat the shit out of a prisoner?
Yeah, I mean, especially because
You know how good that would feel?
I think it feels really good to them.
Oh, my God. Just driving. Like, if you're driving to work and you just got in a fight with your wife and your kids are pissing you
I
off,
know.
you're like, Jenkins. Got my eye on Jenkins today.
Everybody's in a bad mood in the Texas ones, too, because they don't have air conditioning.
Oh, my God.
They said
Rattlesnakes.
that the guy I was listening to said the way most people die in Texas prisons is from heat strokes.
Really?
Yeah, there's like lawsuits every
I
year.
was going to say, how does that not get brought up in...
There's lawsuits every year. Alabama's was like the second worst, and they got because they used to not have air conditioning either. And it's hot there. I don't know if you guys knew that. And they changed it like a few years ago. But he said it was and he said some days they'd be like, yeah, no water today.
What?
Yeah.
That can't be... Well, I guess legal. That's thrown out the...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
He
that's
said it was so
gone.
hot, so they would sometimes just pour water to walk around. Like, because it would get
Yeah.
so unbelievably hot in there.
Oh, with wrap T-shirts or like bed
Yeah.
sheets around your feet or something?
I-
I'd turn into Jesus real quick, dude.
The guy interviewing them had been in prison in Oregon, which is much nicer. And he goes, I don't even know how you guys had the energy to stab somebody in there. I would have been like, I'm laying in this bed and I'm never getting out.
Oh, my God. The inmates talk about it like college. They were like, yeah, man, I was at Arizona State last year.
Some of them do.
Transferred in.
He said the Texas ones are such hell, but one of the mob guys I was listening to was talking about how much fun prison is that guys like to go, especially if you're well connected.
I guess that makes sense.
Because he was talking about how people are like, only talk about how prison is positive. He goes, yeah, prison's fun and it's awesome to hang out with your friends for a couple years, but you do need to get out eventually.
I mean, do they know that you can do that out? You can do that here.
It's the life they live, dude.
I know, but you think about it, something about it seems kind of romantic. People bring you your clothes. People bring you your food. You get escorted out. You have to have yard time or gym time or workout time, right?
Some of them.
It's kind of like school. It's like recess. Okay, so it was funny you said that, how the guards would just let him fight. Like, hey, I'm going to tell him that I'm about to shank this guy.
Yeah.
I swear to God, I went to daycare. It was Cordova Christian Learning Center, CCLC. And there was demons at this daycare. I went to daycare with demons. And
The kids or the...
yes,
Okay.
the kids. And the teachers or whatever you want to call them, chaperones, they were awesome. Most of them were like 20-year-old women. And they knew who sucked and who didn't. And there was this kid that was a menace to everyone. So every day when we would go outside, there'd be like dodgeballs and, you know, like whatever that is, the Napoleon Dynamite one.
Yeah, yeah. I like him so.
Tetherball. Boom. Basket. You know, they had shit like that. So every day they would let me get 3 shots off on this kid. I would just dodgeball from across the... It had to be discreet. Like,
Yeah.
he would be in the middle of a basketball game and just... boing, and then just fall out and start crying. And, dude, the teachers would let it happen.
Oh, that's so funny.
But it was awesome. I was like 9, and I would walk by and would just high five, and then I'd leave. My mom would, Hunter, and I'd go
That
home.
is very prison-y.
It is prison-y. And I've never thought about it till you mentioned that.
Yeah, just how they were letting it happen.
Because I've seen that, obviously. I've watched, what is it, 60 Days In, or what's that, 90 Days?
Oh, 90 Days In is one of the greatest shows of all time.
Just tell the story of that dude.
There
You
was
showed
this
me that
guy-
episode.
It was so funny. This dude was so, they're interviewing the people before, talking about their life. And this guy was like, I used to be back in the day. I was a part of the Mexican Mafia or the Latin Kings, one of the two. And he goes, I'm reformed now. I'm a Christian.
Okay.
He was wearing a sweater. He was talking all gentle. And he goes, those ways are terrible. Like, my goal is to go in here and help reform people and bring them to Christ. The millisecond he got into this jail, he was running that immediately.
I mean, it was the craziest thing
He
I've
was
ever-
up in people's faces being like, give me your food right now, pussy, or I'll kill you. And, like, confronting every single person about everything, beating up guys that were way bigger
than him.
Dude,
Fucking
he
people up.
transformed back. It was literally like in
Corridor. There's something called where you walk through a threshold of a door and something can...
that happened to
It's
him.
like a Manchurian candidate. He was immediately turned back into what they wanted him to be.
It's like in Get Out, or not Get Out.
No, that's right. Where
No,
they're-
no. What's the movie with Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg? And
Get Hard.
no, where they're
Other
cops.
guys.
Other guys.
Okay.
And when he like just turns back into a pimp, where he's like, I need some walking around money. Whose baby is that, bitch? That's this guy. The second he got into prison, he turned into Gator.
Get Gator's Gap, bitch.
Yeah, get Gator's Gap. Whose baby is that?
Gator's bitches always wear Jimmys. Yeah, dude, that is so funny how like he was. I mean, he fully believed he was gonna go spread the word of the Lord,
He did, and he couldn't do it.
and as soon as he got in there, the demons
He got active quick.
activated.
Yeah.
It's like the operators; they get activated.
Yeah, dude, it for real was like Russian agent right when he walked through there.
I can't imagine being in prison.
And every
I'd be
person
fucked.
who thinks they're going to be tough quits immediately.
Oh,
And they try to get him not to quit. And one guy was like, "Get me out right now." And they're like, "Come on, you can hang." And he goes, "I'm going to start screaming at the top of my lungs and saying there's cameras everywhere if you don't get me out right now."
yeah, that can't be good.
Who would sign up for that shit?
I was gonna say, why don't you just do like a Traitors or a Survivor or
Dude,
a
people want to be on
Lost
TV
or-
so bad they'll do the worst thing in the entire world, which is actually go to jail. They get beat up sometimes.
Lost isn't a reality show.
They
you know what I'm
record
saying.
people getting stabbed on the show. It's
Which-
real.
Well, that comes with the territory. I'm sure you have to sign a waiver.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, you definitely have to sign a waiver, but who would sign up for this?
Yo, being a reality TV star, and that's another thing. You know how they do these compilation shows, like Daniel Tosh the Goat or like the Traitors? Well, they'll get all the other stars from the other reality TV shows and put them together.
Yeah.
Nobody wants the 90 Days in Prison stabbing guy.
No, but that's not cute.
No, nobody wants to do that.
You're
You're not Johnny Bananas.
You're not going to like bounce that into being on The Bachelor.
No, yeah, you're not Jax. You're not just like a jacked guy that'll fight you and fuck
No,
you.
it's fat Mexican guys that are reformed and then immediately get unreformed the second they walk in there.
Oh my God, that'd be so funny if he was just like Tiara, Jax, Gilberto Lopez,
Yeah.
from Cell 109.
It's funny too. It's such like, are you built for that or not? Because he looks. If he was a guy walking on the street, I would be like, I could beat that guy up. And then you see him in prison, up in 6'9" black guy's face. Like, what the fuck are you gonna do to me, pussy? And they back down.
Yeah, I've never once, just because I did. You get beat up in Memphis, you know,
By
and
Mexicans
by a lot of people.
that you're related to.
You never know. It's like the United Nations over there. You might get beat up by an Indian.
Yeah.
But it's, you know, it happens, and then you're like, I'm not going to fuck with any more 5'8" guys.
Yeah.
Like, that ship has sailed. I'm not going to do that anymore.
It was almost more so how old he was, is what I was saying. Where I'm like, I feel confident
too.
about fighting 50-year-olds.
You shouldn't.
Some
Those
of
guys are the manly. Dude, have you ever been, got your fucking 50-year-old got his hands on you?
Both my granddads were strong as an ox till they
Bro.
were. It's funny, the grip strength, I think, is the last one to leave. My dad's dad was in his 90s.
It's nuts.
He could barely walk, and he like grabbed the back of my neck a couple of times, and it felt like a college football player was doing it.
It's
and he
crazy.
couldn't stand up.
Bro, man strength's a real thing.
And
People
that's
don't.
where it sticks. And my he used to hug by grabbing the back of your neck as hard as he could and yanking you in. I'm like, all right, I'm not one of your privates.
That is a thing that like old men do. They just want you close to them.
Yeah,
They
but
just
it's so
wanna-
fucking aggressive. He would hurt me.
Yeah. Well, they don't know pain. You know.
He did.
Yeah. Well,
He was pretty cool with pain.
good at giving it. But
Yeah.
yeah,
That's our notes.
I know. No, it's just pictures of us naked.
That's when I was 7.
Did you do a New Year's resolution?
I mean, I'm doing dry January, which is gay, but
We're
I am
doing that
doing it.
together though.
Yeah.
That's
got a couple people on board. I passed 2 hard tests already, which is sent beers on Friday. The first Friday I was back at a show we did. And then I was in Louisville last night, which is a town made out of whiskey.
we did give up dollar or cent beer. Yeah, not even dollar beer. A
cent.
cent.
Yeah, 1 cent.
1 cent beers.
Yeah.
That's never happened, and we've been doing comedy together for 4 years.
My sister's a big dry January person. She's very strong. She went to a wedding and didn't drink, which I would not do. I would break
No,
for that.
Yeah.
And she goes, cent beers is about it. She goes, I think you're going to make it. Now, we're on the 4th day.
Fifth.
5th day.
Fifth.
Oh, it's not like I'm shaking. I need it. It's just so boring.
Yeah, especially when you're in Louisville.
And everybody else is drunk.
Like last night, we got in at 2 a.m. last night, and
Think how nice it would have been to drunk drive back from Louisville.
it
That
would've been
car ride
great.
would have been flying.
Oh my God, that would
Oh,
have
I
been so
would've-
much better.
I would have been there in no time, man.
And we had a drunk friend with us. That would have been a lot more tolerable
Oh,
too.
yeah.
But yeah, I'm just saying it does make things easier
Mm-hmm.
to deal with, which that's exactly the reaction that's
Sure,
supposed
somebody
to get.
said that in AA before.
Right.
I'm
It's
not
just-
addicted. I just can't deal with life
I just
without
don't
being
wanna-
drunk all the time.
I mean, what's the point? If I don't have to not be drunk, why would I not be drunk? But yeah, I mean, Turo, that's a good app you could use to get away with that. But I don't know. I just think that it is a good thing to have New Year's resolutions.
yeah.
99% of people don't.
I have the opposite view. I'm kind of anti New Year's resolutions because I think people start putting off stuff they need to do in like August.
October. Yeah.
I think
shit.
earlier than that, where they're like,
Really?
I'm going to start my diet in 6 months. And then they don't even do the diet. And if they just did it then, they would have been so much
I'd
better
have
off.
been ripped already.
I'm also against stupid, arbitrary things that mean nothing. And, like, I understand the point of a New Year's
Like
resolution.
comedy?
But you should, like, it's like if you got something to do, like, just go ahead and do it right now. It's the way to
Yeah.
put stuff off.
Yeah, but procrastination.
I'm speaking
is,
to myself. I ate like a fucking
buddy.
pit. There was one time over right after Christmas where I was smoking a cigar and eating bacon at the same time.
No, I called you.
And I was like, this cannot last. I feel like a Roman emperor.
I was just about to say, I called him and we're talking, and I knew that we were on the same page because you're like, yeah, just got some food from my mom, smoking a stogie by a fire, watching football. And I was like, we've been a real piece of shits these past couple
We
days,
really
huh?
were.
And he was like, dude, I have not been full or drunk since I've been home.
Yeah.
And that was the thing. It's like, you've had it better than some kings.
I really did over.
I mean-
it was like my perfect days of we would get up, and thankfully my family can't sit still either. So it was like, all right, what my dad would walk out in the morning and be like, all right, what are we doing today? We at one point made a list of the things we were going to do over the next days that involved like pickleball, spike ball, tennis, shooting guns, fishing, and then we would just
See, those
drink
last
every
two,
night.
we do that. My family does that stuff.
And we didn't get to either one of those.
But you're
So we don't have our land anymore, so.
Yeah, well, that's what happens when you get caught doing stuff.
Find one person's body, everybody freaks out.
Everybody has a problem all of a sudden. They find two corpses,
But
you
that
know?
did really mess us up in terms of stuff. Because that used to kill a lot of time. 'Cause some of the places were an hour away. It's like, boom, there's a whole day. Which, like, when you're home for that long.
You went to Atlanta.
Oh, yeah, we did go to Atlanta. But that was to pick up my brother. We weren't
What
there
did-
that long.
But didn't you eat dinner or something? Didn't
Nah,
your
we
mom
didn't
get
even,
Rezzies?
we
No?
didn't even go to that.
Just turn and burn?
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank God she got us a Resi 20 minutes in the wrong direction.
Broads.
Absolutely insane woman move. To be like, we'll feel like it. We'll feel like it. We've been in the airport for the last hour waiting on your brother.
Oh, yeah. Hey, let's go do something completely out of the way and inconvenient that nobody but me wants to do.
And you know Atlanta never has any traffic, so it probably would have been fine.
Yeah, probably would have been easy. No
But, yeah.
traffic.
But the answer is no, I don't really do New Year's. I'd more like have bigger ones and then just like try to be like, all right, you need to do this.
Most
this week.
annoying New Year's resolution. What's like is it?
The gym because it's messing me up.
Yeah. Yeah, because now everybody's just fucking the thing up that you do normally.
Oh, I think that is
Speaking
the
of
main,
traffic.
the main reason I hate it. It's just the gym is so crowded. I'm like, none of you fat fucks are going to be here in 3 weeks. And you're
No.
ruining my time for no reason.
7 days. 1 week.
It lasts long. It's a slow taper.
For some people.
Because in 1 week it'll be slightly less. In 2 weeks, slightly less. But it's still busier in February than it is in April.
True.
But once you get into March, people quit.
Yeah.
And I just want you to never start in
Which
the
is
first
when you need
place.
to be getting up there. I mean, dude, by May, you need to be.
People that know, people know that they're not going to do it. Like we asked Caleb last night, we go, are you going to fitness this year? He goes, absolutely not.
By the way, I set him up for that. I was just trying to get a laugh out of y'all because I was hoping, I knew he was going to say no, but on the off chance he said yes, I was going to be like, oh yeah, fitting this dick in your mouth. That's how boring our car ride was yesterday.
So we had
I mean, it wasn't boring at all. I'm just saying that, like, God, being sober sucks, huh?
it does.
I mean, fuck.
In car rides, yeah, especially when somebody is having the time of their life, drunk singing Billy Joel, and you're like, Billy Joel would sound so much better right now if I had 8 beers too.
Dude, it's and the buddy who was singing it that loves Billy Joel had 8 beers, so it was just like we were watching him have so much fun, and it was fun. I'm just saying, until you're in a town you're not from with 3 of your best friends on a constant basis,
Yeah.
it is hard to.
In new towns, it's like that's what you do.
Oh my God, it's like, let's just go drink somewhere. What's the local spot? I will say
Troll.
the Troll Bar. That was a cool. You ever been to Troll Bar? Okay.
It's named after all their waitresses there.
It's gotta be because, buddy, it was a troll farm.
They were some
Yeah.
pigs.
It was crazy.
But the food was good.
Very good. Very good food. And the service was good.
Yeah. It was just so cold yesterday I couldn't think.
She did snap at Caleb. The waitress.
What'd she snap at him for?
Remember, he was like, are you getting an appetizer or
Oh,
entree?
yeah.
She was like, appetizer or entree? I don't know what you're saying.
I don't even know what that. I've never heard that in my life.
I don't know either. I guess, yeah, she was just asking, like,
I think she meant, do you want me to bring it out before or not?
like, is this going to be your meal?
And Caleb's super autistic and went, hey, appetizer, meal. It's a meal. Let me start over. It's a meal.
He did. Yeah. It was.
Have you ever watched wrestling? I'm
mo-
sorry.
Oh yeah. He just starts doing Macho Man Randy Savage
He was wearing a
impression.
Stone Cold
Stone
Steve
Cold Steve
Austin
Austin
hat.
hat. He was. Yeah. No, that's kind of what his thing.
He said that's his dream body.
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah.
That's an awesome body to have.
I know. I'm just saying
It's
it's funny
clearly
that that's the first one.
steroid fat body.
Yeah.
Because you still have a little gut. There's abs in there, but your pythons. That's the most important part.
It is funny for the first one.
Mm.
But yeah, last
Can Caleb get ripped?
no. And we already started talking about this. The show last night that was one of the most brutal things of all time, to where I didn't know it was a competition in Louisville. I was not aware that the second round was right after.
Yeah, I told them this on the way there, and everybody was like, "Wait, what the fuck?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's
The
this
way-
one, and then there's a second one at 9:30 if we advance."
The
And they were like, "What?"
Dude, the way my heart dropped, because I wasn't mentally prepared for the amount of time we're going to be there. Because, we saved it out. If we left after the first one, we would have gotten back at
A reasonable time, 11.
like 10:30
Yeah.
because we gained an hour.
Yeah, yeah.
Instead of, my heart sunk into and I was like, no, he's wrong. I looked at that group message for like 30 minutes trying to figure out if you were right. And I knew just one of us I knew it was going to be him.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
just one of us was going to move on, and then it started 30 minutes late.
Yeah,
Fuck off.
yeah. It was the worst case scenario
It was the worst.
because
case
then
ever.
once that happened, the drunk friend really ramped it up,
Yeah.
which rightfully so. If
I would
was-
have done the same thing.
Of course, yeah.
I have done that many times.
I
when
was
somebody
about
else
to
is
say,
driving.
I'm not above that. Did you have anything else on Louisville, or you want to go ahead and get into the caller question?
No, yeah. No, let's get to the collar question because this is something I can relate to.
Okay, so this one, it's not relatable to me, but is relatable to you for sure. This is from Sam in Alabama. So I've been
Sam
seeing,
Griffin.
yeah, I've been seeing a girl recently, and we have a lot of fun together. Think she's cute, funny, smart, and could see us having a future together. But the only problem is she has cats, and I'm highly allergic, and I can't breathe or see whenever I go to her place. She acts like it's not a big deal and that I should get over it. Should I keep seeing her?
No. All right, everybody. This was a good episode. But it actually is no, and I'll tell you why. Because one, the
You
fact
have this problem.
I've had
We've
this,
talked about
I have
this.
actually gone through this.
Yes.
And we were breaking up anyway, but that really made it be like, all right, it's time to do it right now. Because when you are allergic to cats, people who don't have it don't understand it. It's like back pain where you're like, yeah, it's fine, your back hurts a little bit.
My
'Cause-
sister has it, so I
no,
see it. It is
your
miserable.
eyes
Yes.
are on fire,
Yes.
your face itches, your throat.
You get literal
is-
like lumps.
You'll get hives. Your throat is cooked. Cats are also just horrible pets in general. I hate them, and all of that stuff.
You
and
ever
it's
put one in a
when-
microwave? It's funny.
I knew people growing up that would put frogs in microwaves.
Oh,
they
that's
would
evil,
explode.
dog. Fuck.
But they would. It's also when the woman is willing to make zero concessions for you over the
True,
cat.
true.
That is like the bit. That's one, you're already hurting me, and two, you're willing to do nothing about it. So this cat is already so far above me
Yes.
that this will never work. And then also, let's say like
That's
she's
such a double standard, by the way.
but then let's say she's trying. What do you be like? Yeah, can you kill your cat so I can break up with you in 2 months?
Yeah.
It's like you gotta.
What's
it can't
funny,
happen.
The cat gets placed above you, but
Mm-hmm.
then it's like if you're going to be a couple hours late to her house because you're watching the game with the boys, already you've fucked everything up.
Yeah.
You don't care about me. Football's more important.
Ooh, you stayed open mic and did a bunch of ketamine for 2 days.
Wow, what? You got drunk and drove and hit a car and killed somebody. What's the big deal, dude?
Well, they're always yapping. But even dogs, like I don't like people who their dog is is like that's the number one thing in the entire life. And if it is, you can't put that on everybody else. Like love this dog like it's your own child. And
Also, if it's early, you can't. If it's early and it's that much of a problem, I think Sam should probably get out.
yeah, definitely.
Honestly,
I mean, it needs to be the most mutual head over heels of all time,
it's not.
and it's not.
He wouldn't be sending that message.
No, it's not. So, yeah, I would but even with a dog too, where it's like people are like, no, this dog is sleeping in the bed, even though its hair is getting in my mouth and I can't breathe.
Ugh.
Then that's
You ever
like,
had dog hair in your pee hole when you wake up in the morning? Not fun.
I don't know if I have, but I've had it in my throat before, and it's No bueno.
You have to sleep with a German Shepherd in the bed, and that shit gets everywhere.
I hate that. It's like, just put it in a fucking crate. Put it outside.
Ugh.
Anything. I grew up with an outside dog. I grew up not only with an outside dog, but a dog that roamed the neighborhood because my neighborhood started decaying by the time we got it. And
Decaying.
and
Like the fall of Rome.
Actually. I grew up in a nice neighborhood, and there's boarded up houses there now. I
thought that was normal.
And our dog would patrol the neighborhood. She was very protective of our entire street. She ran our block.
Okay.
She was the King Kong of this motherfucker.
Oh, block. All right. So consensus is Sam no.
Sam no.
All right.
Sam no.
Quit seeing her.
It looks like we're at time. Good to see everybody. We're happy to be back. Happy New Year, 2025.
Happy New Year. We'll see you next week.
Assalamu alaikum.
Sons of guns.
Peace.